Good morning, coaches, consultants, and soulpreneurs. Today is day 10. There are 11 laws to living the limitless. And it is the law of gratitude. That which you bless blesses you. It's that simple. The law of gratitude. That which you bless blesses you. And I will also tell you that gratitude is the gateway to grace. It is amazing when I step into gratitude, even when times are really tough. It's like the medicine that can turn you around just like that. And I know many of you know this, but how many of you are actually implementing it? I can remember a time, actually, it wasn't that long ago, 2021, roll back the time. It was one of the toughest times in my life. In literally the matter of like 30 days, um, my mom was diagnosed with terminal cancer. My father was diagnosed with cancer. In the midst of it, I broke my ankle. I had a coach who I had signed up with for a year, and she decided midway to reveal last minute that the group wasn't meeting anymore and that I could just go and be with my family when in reality, she didn't have a group coaching for me anymore, even though I'd signed up for a year. So basically, a coach had spoken something, sold me something, and it wasn't even available. So I kind of lost my coach. I lost my assistant. She gave me 2 weeks. She just decided that she just wasn't emotionally fit for the job anymore and she wanted to do something different. And I could go on, but it was in a very short amount of time. And I know some of you that are listening to their replay, you too might be going through a rough time. Or you're going through a really good time and you want to make it even better, make it even better. So it was during that time that all I could do was surrender because pushing through it just wasn't working. It seems like the more I pushed, the more the universe pushed back. So I used the law of gratitude. And I actually do have a gratitude journal that I journal in almost every day. There are days that I miss, believe me. Um, and it is such a beautiful practice. It's such a beautiful daily practice to just take a minute, whether you do it first thing in the morning or at the end of the day, to basically thank the universe for what you have, what is going right in your life. So when I look back at that time, I can stand in gratitude and grace. I think of my mother, really, I call it, she assembled her team really fast, like in an uncanny amount of time. And she is a retired nurse. And it's amazing what she had learned over the years of really how to advocate for yourself in your health when the doctors are telling you, the receptionist is telling you no, that you can't get in for surgery. And so she really, I look at all of those years that she had as a nurse and the gratitude that I have that she was then able to advocate for herself in ways that we didn't even know how to because we hadn't had that experience. So she leveraged her life and all that experience to save her life. Um, and then to think, well, if mom wasn't diagnosed, we wouldn't have gotten dad into the doctor. I don't know if any men are listening to this or if women, you have had this experience, but there are a lot of men that don't like to go to doctors. And my dad was one of them. And he hadn't been to a doctor for years. So if mom hadn't gotten sick, we wouldn't have known to think about sending dad to the doctor. And that's how he was diagnosed. So that saved his life. And then I think about the coach and how she was, this is crazy. So in the midst of chaos, she actually tried to upsell me to something else without letting me know that she wasn't really available in the way that she had sold me. And I realized, God pushed her out of my life because she wasn't the right fit for me. She wasn't the right fit for me. And, now I'm so supported. And then the assistant, what I learned from that, and I'm so grateful, is sometimes in our businesses, we put all of our energy, so much energy into the support of one person. And what I've learned is that just like a stool, I want you to think about a stool. And how many legs does a stool have? Does it have one? No. Does it have two? No. It has three. 3 points of contact. And so when you think about your business and really having a rock solid business, you should have at least three people, at least three, hopefully 4 or 5 or 6 that you can depend on, that can support you no matter what, so that you are strong. And when you get wobbly, it's okay if you have 4 legs, 5 legs, 6 legs, people that are surrounding you, that are holding you in faith and support. That stool is going nowhere. And as women in business, we need other people. Women and men need other people. But I will tell you the power of the sisterhood. This is why I created the Good Morning Session. It's why I created the Queen of War Sisterhood, because years ago, I was truly the solo entrepreneur and I didn't have the people in place that were really supporting me. I mean, I had my family and I had friends, but didn't have the business support. And now I do. And it makes all the difference, because you know what? We have hard days and we have days that we need to celebrate, and we get to lean into the sisters. So the Queen of Worth is a place where women can lean in, and we really are developing this beautiful community of women that want to support other women in business. And so we are meant to rise and rise together. So another place of gratitude for all the women in my life and for the Queen of Worth Sisterhood. I see you, and I see you helping other people on your path. I was at an eWomen Network event yesterday, and a shout out to Susan Aberbrook. And she won the beautiful sash, the business connector for the day. And that position is held for someone. It's an acknowledgement. It's a celebration for someone who's really helping that chapter grow. And Susan is a great example of she gives and she connects with other women. And so just so grateful to have her in our chapter. I'm always lending a helping hand. So going back to my family and that time, I think of all the things that happened, that the people that showed up in the divine perfect timing. I think of my mother's circle of her sisters. When I say her sisters, both her physical sisters, she has 2 sisters and a brother, but also friends that she's had in her life, get this, since high school and sometimes even elementary school. And while my mom was going through surgery and chemo, someone would show up with food for the family every single day, someone in her circle. And I am so grateful for those women. And then I think of all the cards my mom got. There was my auntie asked, my mom didn't know this, but she had created this idea of, wow, if Cheryl could receive a card every day, like what a difference that would make in her life. And so, so my mom was getting cards of just acknowledgement and uplifting and inspiring words. And again, the community and her friends and how they supported her. So I could go on and on and on. Happy news is mom and dad are thriving right now. And they continue to thrive. And they are living life like never before. And if it hadn't been for the diagnosis for both of them, I really watched them shift from kind of like a complacency in life of like they were grateful and they lived day to day to really embracing life. And I see their marriage and how much stronger that it is. And I see how it's the little things, the celebration of life. It's the going on date nights on a regular basis that they do now. The willingness to go and travel and have some fun. We have one lifetime, or at least this lifetime, and maybe we have many lifetimes, but to really embrace this lifetime and to be really grateful for your health, or to be grateful for your family, to be grateful for your friends. One of the greatest movies, I think, of gratitude, highly suggested. It's called Miracles from Heaven. Miracles from Heaven. That's a writer downer. And if you haven't seen that movie, I highly recommend it. It's about a little girl who is diagnosed with a really rare condition, and she's really sick. She's really sick. And I won't ruin the story for you if you haven't seen it, Miracles from Heaven. But there's a key component in that of gratitude and reflection and seeing all the miracles along the way in her journey to get healthy. And so it's a great, 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 great movie, Miracles from Heaven, to really stand in gratitude. So wherever you are in life, if you are on the peak of the mountain and you're celebrating, take time to be grateful for the divinity in that celebration, how you got to the top of the mountain, because most likely you didn't do it all alone. And then if you feel like you are in the dark night of the soul and life is really challenging, take some time today to be in gratitude for the things that are going right. And it could be gratitude for the breath. You have this beautiful breath that has never left you, and this heart that keeps on beating, and that God gave you life. And every day, even taking a moment to give thanks for the breath and thanks for the heartbeat that you have another day on this planet. And what are you going to do with these precious 24 hours? I think of Mary Oliver, and she has a poem or a quote. And it is like, what are you going to do with this crazy, precious life? And so that willingness to be in gratitude is one of the most beautiful practices to step into abundance. 11 laws to living the limitless. Gratitude is truly one of the keys